Very good afternoon, students. I hope all are doing good, staying safe and healthy at home. Do follow your classes regularly and don't go outside unnecessary, children, because the situation is becoming very worse. Please stay safe and healthy at home. Try to follow all the safety measures whenever you're going out. Please don't go out unnecessarily. So we have been discussing this lesson P block elements 1. Last class we discussed about the group 14 elements and then the allotropes of carbon. So today we are going to see the compounds of carbon like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and then silicon tetrachloride, silicones and silicates, their preparation properties and uses. Before that we left out this alone, boric acid, which is in page in between. We left this topic alone. We'll cover that alone today and we'll continue with this today's topic. So boric acid, H3BO3 or BOH thrice is boric acid. So this boric acid can be extracted from borax and colmanite. So Na2B4O7 reacts with sulfuric acid to give boric acid. Same way colmanite, Ca2B6O11 is colmanite. So from there also we can extract this boric acid. So the properties, they are colorless, transparent crystal. It is a very weak monobasic acid and it accepts hydroxyl ion rather than donating a proton. So this boric acid reacts with water. So it is a very weak monobasic acid, means it accepts an hydroxyl ion then rather than donating. So it will accept OH minus instead of accepting H plus. So what it will do, this boric acid reacts with water to give hydronium ion and it accepts one OH minus from water molecule to form an anion. It reacts with sodium hydroxide to form sodium metaborate and sodium tetraborate. So reacting with sodium hydroxide to give sodium metaborate, that is NaBO2, and sodium tetraborate also, it is when you increase the concentration of boric acid and sodium hydroxide, you will get sodium tetraborate. What happens when it is reacted in heat? So it gives the different products when it reacts with heat, like sodium metaborate, tetraborate, all that. At 373 Kelvin and 413 Kelvin red hot tube, it will give B2O3. So at 373 Kelvin it gives metaboric acid and 473 Kelvin it gives tetraboric acid, and in red hot it gives boric anhydride, which is a glassy mass. So what happens? It reacts with ammonia. When it reacts with ammonia, it forms boron nitride. So this is a book back question. How will you convert a boric acid into boron nitride? So you have to react with ammonia on the presence of heat around 800 to 1200 Kelvin to give boron nitride. This is a book back question, repeated question also. And ethyl borate test. How will you identify the presence of borate radical? This is also a book back question, very important. ஸோ போரேட் ரேடிக்கல் இருக்குது உங்களோட சால்ட்டில் அப்படின்ட்டு எப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுவீங்கன்னு ஒரு கொஷின் கேட்பாங்க. ஸோ த ஆன்சர் இஸ் திஸ் எத்தில் போரேட் டெஸ்ட். ஸோ when boric acid or borate salt is heated with ethyl alcohol in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid and ester tetraethyl borate is formed. So what happens? It forms a ester, that is a triethyl borate. So the vapor of this ester burns with a green edged flame. So in the triethyl borate நம்ம burn பண்ணோம்னா it burns with a green edged flame, and this reaction is used to identify the presence of borate radical. This equation is very important. Next is formation of boron trifluoride. Boric acid reacts with calcium fluoride in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid and gives boron trifluoride, and calcium fluoride reacts with sulfuric acid to give calcium sulfate, boron trifluoride. So this is how boron trifluoride is formed. That is, you have to react boric acid with sulfuric acid and calcium fluoride to get boron trifluoride. Boric acid when heated with soda ash. Soda ash is nothing but a sodium carbonate. So you will get sodium metaborate. Structure. Borate radical, that is this boric acid, has a two-dimensional structure. It is like a layered structure. It consists of BO3 3 minus unit and they are linked to each other by hydrogen bond. So you see here, these red colored dotted lines are hydrogen bonds. So each unit BO3 3 minus unit is linked by a hydrogen bond. So this structure they will ask you in 2 marks, and uses also they will ask. Boric acid is used in the manufacture of pottery, glasses, enamels and pigments. It is used as an antiseptic and as an eye lotion. It is also used as a food preservative. So next is moving on to the compounds of carbon, that is carbon monoxide. So last class we discussed about the allotropes of carbon. Do you remember what are the allotropes of carbon? Graphene, graphite, fullerenes, diamond, carbon nanotubes. All these are the allotropes of carbon. Today we are going to see the preparation properties and uses of carbon monoxide as well as carbon dioxide from this group 14 elements. So preparation, carbon monoxide is prepared from carbon and oxygen with a limited amount of oxygen. Carbon is reacted with a limited amount of oxygen to get carbon monoxide. But on the industrial scale, carbon monoxide is produced by the reaction of carbon with air. That is, air means oxygen and nitrogen. So air is a mixture of a major amount of oxygen and nitrogen. So this carbon will be reacted with air to get a gas. This gas we call it as a producer gas. So what is this? This producer gas is then passed through a solution of copper 1 chloride under pressure, which results in the formation of copper chloride, carbon monoxide, water. At reduced pressures, the solution releases pure carbon monoxide. So this will be allowed to react with carbon 1 chloride so that you will get a product that will be allowed to release pure carbon monoxide. So pure carbon monoxide is prepared by warming methanoic acid with concentrated sulfuric acid, which acts as an dehydrating agent. So always sulfuric acid will act as an dehydrating agent. So using methanoic acid and this sulfuric acid, pure carbon monoxide will be prepared. What are its properties? It is a colorless, odorless and poisonous gas. It is slightly soluble in water. It burns in air with a blue flame forming carbon dioxide. So it burns in air with the blue flame forming carbon dioxide. This carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen to give carbon dioxide. When carbon monoxide is treated with chlorine in the presence of light or charcoal, it forms a poisonous gas, that is carbonyl chloride. So carbon monoxide reacts with chlorine in the presence of light and charcoal. It forms a carbonyl chloride. It's a poisonous gas. It is also called as phosgene, and it is also used in the preparation of isocyanates, that is NC. CN is cyanate. Isocyanate means it is NC. Carbon monoxide acts as a strong reducing agent. Carbon monoxide reacts with iron oxide to give iron and carbon dioxide. Under high temperature and pressure, mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas gives methanol. So you can see the under high temperature and pressure, carbon monoxide and hydrogen will react to give methanol. In oxo process, ethane is mixed with carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas to produce propanol. So in oxo process, how we are getting ethane and carbon monoxide with oxygen to give propanol. So Fischer-Tropsch synthesis, again a book back question. So Fischer-Tropsch synthesis is used to make saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. So the reaction of carbon monoxide with the hydrogen at a pressure of less than 500 atmosphere using metal catalyst at 500 to 700 Kelvin yields saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. So CnH2n plus 2 will be an alkane, CnH2n will be alkene. So Fischer-Tropsch synthesis is very useful to make unsaturated and saturated hydrocarbons, and carbon monoxide forms numerous complex compounds with the transition metals. In the transition metal is in the zero state. These compounds are obtained by heating the metal with carbon monoxide. And nickel tetracarbonyl, iron pentacarbonyl, all these are the examples. So if you see the structure of carbon monoxide, it is a linear structure. In carbon monoxide, you can see 3 electron pairs are shared between carbon and oxygen. So the valency of carbon is 4, oxygen is 2. So these 3 pairs of electrons will be shared. The bonding can be explained using a MO theory. Like in 11th standard, we already studied that. And carbon oxygen single bond distance will be 1.128 angstrom. The structure can be considered as a resonance hybrid for the following 2 canonical forms. So 2 canonical forms means what? 2 different resonance structures. We are saying it as canonical forms. And the structure is also again a book back question. So uses of carbon monoxide, if you see, equimolar mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, that is water gas and the mixture of carbon monoxide and the nitrogen, that is a producer gas, or important industrial fuels. and this is a good reducing agent and can reduce many metal oxides to metals. Already we have studied in first lesson in a Lingam diagram. And carbon monoxide is an important ligand and forms carbonyl compound with metal transition metals. Next is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide occurs in the nature in free state as well as in the combined state. So it is a constituent of air. In air it is present about 0.03 percentage. It occurs in rock as calcium carbonate and magnesium carbonate. So this is prepared in industrial scale by burning coke in the excess of air. We will get carbon dioxide. So which is an exothermic reaction, and calcination of lime produces carbon dioxide as a product. And carbon dioxide is prepared in laboratory by the action of dilute hydrochloric acid and metal carbonates. So in laboratory, just reaction of calcium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, you will get carbon dioxide gas. In properties, if you see, it is colorless, non-flammable, and it is also heavier than air. Its critical temperature is 31 degrees Celsius and it is readily liquefied. And carbon dioxide is a very stable compound. Even at 3100 Kelvin, only 76% will be decomposed. So see how stable it is. So it is very stable. And even at 3000 above temperature, it is decomposing only 76% to form carbon monoxide and oxygen. At still higher temperature, it decomposes into carbon and oxygen. And its oxidizing behavior at elevated temperature, it acts as a strong oxidizing agent, that is carbon dioxide will donate oxygen to the metal to form an oxide, metal oxide. And water gas equilibrium, this equation, that is this equilibrium involved in this reaction between carbon dioxide and oxygen, has many industrial applications. So we call this as water gas equilibrium. Already in hydrogen lesson we studied this. Carbon dioxide and water reacts to give water gas, that is mixture of carbon monoxide and water. Its acidic behavior, the aqueous solution of carbon dioxide is slightly acidic as it forms carbonic acid. So H2CO3 is called as carbonic acid. So how this carbonic acid is prepared? Carbon dioxide reacts with water to form carbonic acid, and that again ionizes into H plus and H3CO3 minus. The structure, if you see, again it is a linear structure with the bond distance equal to the both CO bond will be equal. In this molecule, there is 2 CO sigma bond. In addition to that, 3 centered 4 electron bond covering all the 3 corner atoms. So uses, it is used to produce an inert atmosphere for chemical process, and biologically it is important for photosynthesis also. It is also used as a fire extinguisher and as a propellant. It is used in the production of carbonated beverages and in the production of foam. So all these very known uses only. Carbon dioxide is very common. Next is silicon tetrachloride. So silicon also will come under group 14. The compound of silicon is silicon tetrachloride. So how the silicon tetrachloride is prepared? Silicon tetrachloride can be prepared by passing dry chlorine over an intimate mixture of silica and carbon by heating 2675 Kelvin in a porcelain tube. So silicon dioxide will be heated with carbon and chlorine to give silicon tetrachloride. On a commercial scale, that is usually reaction with silicon of hydrochloric acid will give you silicon tetrachloride at 600 Kelvin and above. Properties, if you see, silicon tetrachloride is a colorless fuming liquid and it freezes at 70 degrees Celsius, minus 70 degrees Celsius. It starts to freeze, and in moist air, silicon tetrachloride is hydrolyzed with water to give silica and hydrochloric acid. So silicon tetrachloride reacts with water to give hydrochloric acid and silicon dioxide. When silicon tetrachloride is hydrolyzed with a moist ether, linear perchlorosiloxanes are formed. So these are the linear perchlorosilanes, that is ClSiCl2 n times SiCl3, where n will be 1 to 6. It is a chain. Alcoholysis. The chloride ion in silicon tetrachloride can be substituted by nucleophiles such as OH or OR using suitable reagent. For example, it forms silicic esters with alcohols. So silicon tetrachloride reacts with ethanol to form tetraethoxysilane. And ammonialysis, It reacts similarly, it reacts with ammonia to form chlorosilanes. And uses silicon tetrachloride is used in the production of semiconducting silicone. It is used as a starting material in the synthesis of silica gel, silicic esters, and a binder for ceramic materials. So this is very commonly used in a binder in ceramic material and silica gel and silicic esters, and also in the preparation and the production of the semiconducting silicone. So these are the uses. So preparation uses, always uses are very important. It could be asked in 2 marks. Next is moving on to silicones.